I never used to click on YouTube ads, but I've been doing it a lot more lately, and I think it's because I'm getting recommended things like Free Christian Anime Sci-Fi Audiobook Book 1 Episode 1 Genesis.
My name is Timothy Eli. I am 12 years old, and I hate most things.
And I mean, apparently I'm not alone.
I have the power of God and anime on my side! Wait,
So when I saw Most Realistic Virtual Lover, anyone who authorizes us copyright could be your virtual mate, I couldn't resist. This jank-ass bare-bones blog is for a company called Virtual Mate that makes a product that I guess is called The Core, and it's just a fleshlight that comes with a video game. And this Blogspot page offers 100% anonymous, unmoderated commenting. Penis? Please? Trust me, we will get back to that. So the ad did link me there, but that's not the real Virtual Mate website. The real Virtual Mate website I can't show you because it's just a bunch of porn gifs, but I think they set up that Blogspot as like a proxy so that they could circumvent the ad guidelines on YouTube. But on the real website, there's a video from the CEO where he talks about the product, and my interest is piqued, so...
Hi, I'm Jeff Dillon, the CEO of Virtual Mate, which is a revolutionary male sex toy device and virtual content system.
Okay, wait, whoa.
The core is very nondescript, modern, and pleasing to the eye.
No, I mean, I get it. It's discreet. The fleshlight's discreet. It comes with a cap so that it just looks like a normal flashlight. I still would never walk down the street holding a flashlight.
I started in the adult industry 20 years ago selling sex toys and DVDs.
I'm only like 10 seconds into this video and I already got a lot to say about this guy, but one thing I can't say is that he doesn't know his target audience.
A few problems I saw in the market. First, no interaction or connection between the content and male masturbators. No real connection or interaction with the content. Second, most male masturbators haven't evolved much over time. Just a silicone hole and you insert your manhood into it.
Okay, first of all, please stop saying male masturbators. But also, look at how disgusted he is with the idea of, a silicone hole that you just stick your manhood into, when he's literally selling a silicone hole that you stick your manhood into.
Being surrounded by disruptors in the Silicon Valley and inspired to do better, I left my job 2 years ago to build a better experience, a better device.
Okay, wait, I thought you said that you sold, like, sex toys. Did you work at a sex shop in Silicon Valley? Yeah, I bet you were really rubbing shoulders with all the greats.
One of our biggest advantage is our smart warming system that allows you to skip the cumbersome warming process and warm your core device with a flick of a switch as you connect Bluetooth to any device.
Okay, well, this just needs to be said. If you stick your dick into something that has a heating element, you are an idiot and you deserve whatever happens to you. I don't know how this thing works, but if you can see from the shitty GIF from their website, it kind of seems to imply that the smart warming happens in the part that you put your dick into.
Like a real person,
Absolutely fucking not.
your virtual mate Sheila feels your depth, speed, and strength. Her real-time, lifelike expressions, voice, and movements make it feel like she's really in front of you and you're experiencing her intimate depths.
I'm not 100% sold on the whole lifelike expressions thing. I think they could still use a little bit of work, but I do have to hand it to you. They're a hell of a lot more lifelike than your expressions.
As we move into the age of digital likeness online, we at Virtual Mate will be able to license any model or star's likeness, produce a character based upon their appearance, and what is real and what isn't will become indistinguishable.
Yeah, so this is another interesting tidbit. They're saying that they're gonna put celebrities in the game and they want you to vote on them. And as long as they'll authorize copyright, they'll get put in the game. And you'll notice that, to follow through on the whole anyone you want thing, down at the bottom of the contest, there's a little field for enter anyone else you want. And, this is where there's a problem, because I don't think most people would want to be in this game. And if you paid for one of the core devices, you have 50 times as many votes as anyone who didn't. So you are essentially paying for votes, and I can accept that, that's fine. But here's the problem with that. If you pay for votes for someone who ends up not wanting to be in the game, which is extraordinarily likely because I can't imagine anyone wanting to be in the game, then you paid for nothing to happen. And what happens to your votes? Do they go towards somebody else? Do they get redistributed to you? I don't know. Also, in case you didn't think that Jeff was creepy yet, everything else on this website goes to info@virtualmate.com. You know, if you have inquiries about various topics, which I'm sure many people do, you contact info@virtualmate.com. But on the site where you can partner with Virtual Mate and enter to be one of the models in the game, that one goes straight to Jeff. Contact Jeff at Virtual Mate. Yeah, on every other page of this typo-ridden godforsaken website, we're a professional company. But hey, if you're a sexy lady and you want to be in the game, contact Jeff. I would love to just see a response from Jeff. Like, what does the email look like?
Why hasn't anyone done this before, you ask?
Okay, now when you say done this before, do you mean this like what you're doing? Or this like the general idea? Because with what you're doing, I think anyone who sat down and thought about it for more than 10 seconds would think of an infinite number of reasons why no one has done this before.
Let me tell you, most games and systems are very heavy on computing resources due to everything that's going on in the game. This makes it impossible to create a totally lifelike character. At Virtual Mate, we're laser focused on character display, maximizing computer processing power and AI to shape the ultimate in character realism with a device that responds in real time and feels just like the real thing.
So this is Jeff reading content from the Blogspot website, word for word. This is a little tacky, a little disappointing in my opinion, but it brings me to a bigger point. Clearly, whoever is writing the content for the website is also writing the content for the videos. Now, this could be someone else, but based on the fact that on the About page, Jeff is the only member listed of his team, and also the fact that he seems to be looking for someone who's good at marketing currently, I'm gonna go ahead and guess that this is Jeff. A lot of the stuff on this site is written in a way that kind of conveys arrogance and being delusional and lacking self-awareness. The incompetence is just consistent to the point that it makes me think that all the content on this website is very representative of Jeff. A really good example of how out of touch Jeff seems to be is on the media press page. And yeah, it's really called that. Here are what some satisfied Virtual Mate beta users had to say. I had sex with AI. Okay. How was it? I don't know how long others lasted, but the first time I interacted with my Virtual Mate, I popped after 30 seconds. This is just Jeff. I like watching porn. I mean, who doesn't? But after trying Virtual Mate system, I began to think that porn is ridiculous and overrated. Why was I being such a voyeur, watching other people make love? I choose to believe that this experience was so terrible for this guy that it just turned him off all porn forever. And then finally, I believe Virtual Mate system can stop married men from cheating. I want to reserve one for my dad. Why would you put that on there? That's not even a review. Is this just Jeff's sense of humor? But that first testimonial, I had sex with AI, that pops up again in one other spot, the FAQ page. Now, I think this is probably my favorite page on the Virtual Mate website, and I'm going to show you why. This is the last question on the FAQ page. Your tagline, I had sex with AI. Okay, so let's stop right there. I have reviewed this website more than anyone ever should, and I think I've probably actually reviewed it more than the people who created and are maintaining it. And I have seen I had sex with AI in 2 locations, and that's the testimonial page and the FAQ page where we are right now. It is not a tagline, and really there's no conceivable way that anyone would have gotten the impression that it is a tagline, unless there's something really big I'm missing here. So going forward, let's just keep in mind that these questions were probably written by Jeff so that he could answer them. And also that he probably wrote the little review snippets, which makes the whole I want to reserve one for my dad thing that much weirder. How far off are we from being able to have sex with Siri? Or a virtual version of Scarlett Johansson's character from Her? When will we get to the point of realistically being able to have sex with an online girlfriend who can deviate from a more or less set script? Okay, reading that made me feel like I was in a fever dream, and I just can't imagine someone writing that, and then whoever received it decided to put it on the website? I mean, the fact that it seems so likely that Jeff is writing these questions gives us a lot of insight into his thought process. You know, he was kind of struggling with pronunciation in his video, and I thought he was just nervous because he's not used to being on camera, but now I'm starting to think he actually just lives in a perpetual state of confusion. But yeah, the FAQ page has some real gems. It kicks off with 2 conflicting delivery dates, both of them at the top of the page. I guess after they missed the first deadline, they just didn't bother to take it off the page. But yeah, they missed May 2020, and June 2020 is almost over. We've seen enough Indiegogo projects and Kickstarter projects that have gone down this path to know where this is going. On the same page, here's a good example of the arrogance I was talking about. If you're making a male and female one, is there a possibility that real people could sync up, like the Kiru Onyx and Pearl? Now, I don't know if I'm pronouncing Kiru correctly, but I do know that they spelled it wrong. But yeah, Jeff, or whoever, does say at several points that they're developing a female version, which I'm calling bullshit on right now, because trying to mass market this to women would be like a slaughterhouse launching a campaign targeting die-hard vegans. Jeff might not know a lot about running a business, but I don't think he's that much of a fucking idiot. Yes, there's the possibility we offer this function. Actually, if we want to, it's quite easy to implant such a function on virtual mate devices, with just a few more lines of simple codes. Just saying that demonstrates how little you understand anything that you're claiming to be doing right now. You're telling me the difference between a single-player game and a multiplayer game is just, it's just a few more lines of code. It's no big deal. And then the rest of the answer is just meaningless buzzword bullshit. Now, I know I said I didn't think Jeff was that much of an idiot, but after reading this next response, I don't even know anymore. Why is the development cost of our project so high? Some of our supporters are wondering and asking why we still claim that our project is not profitable, despite receiving more than 3,000% of our expected amount. Well, yeah, they should be fucking wondering. The fact is that we have spent several years developing this virtual intimacy system. A quick Google search will reveal that the average yearly salary for an Unreal Engine developer is around $120,000 US. And then there's a bunch of excuses, and then he says, in the last 5 years, the amount of money we have spent on hardware and software development is way more than the current amount we have raised through crowdfunding. This is excluding our huge hardware manufacturing cost. In the beginning, we set the funding target for this project at the lowest possible target. So first of all, you're kind of exposing yourself for using a really shitty tactic to attract more people on Indiegogo. And hey, I mean, it kind of worked for you. You got 3,000% of your expected amount, but you know that Indiegogo allows you to set your own target for a reason, right? It's not a platform where you're supposed to just go on, put an idea, and ask everyone for infinite money. You're supposed to be giving people an idea of what it's going to take to accomplish the thing that you're promising. The fact that you've exceeded your target by that much and you still aren't profitable is a really good example of why that's not actually a very good tactic to use, and it kind of shows a complete inability to plan for a company's financial future too. There's just one more thing from the FAQ section I want to touch on. My PC has seen better days. Will it be able to run Virtual Mate? Think of it this way. If your computer can run World of Warcraft, League of Legends, Starcraft, PUBG, and or Fortnite, it can run Virtual Mate. If I was a prospective buyer, I would be very alarmed by this answer, because most developers, when asked, will my computer be able to run this game, will very wisely respond, I don't know. Here are the specific system requirements for the program, because we have a real program that we developed and tested. Either everything you've shown us so far will be pre-rendered scripted cutscenes, which you specifically said that it would not be, or it will look absolutely nothing like how you've advertised it. Unless users' PCs meet a specific requirement that you have not listed, so nobody's gonna know until they actually have the game. Starcraft? Are you talking about Starcraft 1? Do you know when that game came out? Starcraft can run on a GeForce 6200 LE, which came out in 2005. It struggles to run GTA San Andreas. That graphics card cannot support the Unreal Engine running these graphics at all. It would crash immediately. It's impossible. Am I harping on this point too much? I feel like I'm talking to someone who doesn't know anything about game development. Wait, and yes, I understand that graphics settings are a thing, but the impression I'm getting is that realism is pretty much the entire selling point. So when you say you'll be able to run it if you can run these games, one would assume you're talking about the complete product that provides that realistic experience that you're advertising. The kind of disingenuous bullshit you can find on the FAQ page is just kind of a running theme throughout the entire website. One of the first things you see when you go to the Virtual Mate homepage is Best Sex Toy for Men, AskMen, which clearly implies that AskMen rated this against other sex toys for men and said that it was the best one, or that at the very least someone on AskMen said that. But no, in reality AskMen featured Virtual Mate alongside 33 other toys, all recommended for various extremely specific purposes, and said Virtual Mate was best for syncing up your toy with an immersive VR porn experience, which is so unreasonably specific that it's basically meaningless. So yeah, great job, I guess. Best sex toy for men. I also found the refund and cancellation policy page. It was tucked away hidden. Virtual Mate has a 100% satisfaction guarantee. If you don't have a positive experience for any reason, we will do whatever it takes to make sure you are 100% satisfied with your purchase. However, right beneath that you'll see, all sales are final. Due to the nature of our business and products we sell, all items are not eligible for a refund. So what exactly are you going to do then? Are you going to be the one to suck my dick when this piece of shit inevitably fails to deliver on all the promises that you've made about it? So continuing to work from the assumption that Jeff, the CEO of the entire company, is behind most of the content that we see on this website, what are the implications? I can confidently say that there is nothing on this entire website that would indicate anywhere near the level of competence necessary to follow through on the promises Virtual Mate has made, or undertake a project of this magnitude without disastrous consequences. Even if I'm wrong and this site says nothing about Jeff himself, he's still allowing it to be up and representing the company the way that it does. Overall, in my humble opinion, this really does not look good for people who pledged on Indiegogo or people who purchased after the fact. But look, this isn't all bad. I didn't mean to get so negative. Yes, everyone who ordered the Virtual Mate core and game is going to be extremely disappointed, whether that's because the product varies wildly from what was advertised, their dick gets burned off, or they just don't receive anything at all. But who exactly is going to order Virtual Mate? I mean, at the very minimum it costs $170, and it looks like some people are going to be paying $300 or $400. To shell out this amount of money for this product, you'd have to either be a complete and utter degenerate, or you'd have to be a man who hates women and hates himself for wanting to fuck them. Remember how vmindustry.blogspot.com had a completely unmoderated comment section, open for anonymous posting to the general public? I think this is a really good way for us to get an idea of Virtual Mate's general clientele. Even the fact that this is being made does not reflect well on the females of our culture. Piss on all those frigid bitches and prostitutes. Except for our mothers, of course. We just found something better. Agree. I so badly want to believe that this is ironic. Women did nothing to deserve being brought into this conversation, man. You should just leave them out of it. I mean, this guy created something for other guys. And from what I've seen about it so far, I don't think anything in the history of heterosexuality has ever had less to do with real human women. Mate, why the fuck does this look like a 50 Shades of Grey and a futuristic yet realistic animation mushed together in a stupid way? It's 'cause too many actual women are bitches. Oh yeah? Well, my proprietary sex robot argues about politics with you and storms out of the room. What the fuck? Please, talk to a girl. How does one talk to a girl? What if that don't talk back? What if you're just ugly and no girl wants to talk to you? Listen, buddy, don't even bother asking those questions. Spend the money. Maybe not on this, I don't know, but the future is definitely in the virtual world. This will work out a lot less expensive than anything real, and more than likely a better experience. Fuck the real thing. I've been there. Let me tell you, this type of thing would be a lot better for a lot less price. Just do your research on what's best and make the investment. Don't even think about the real thing, unless you want to be a loser. Good luck. Have you considered maybe, just maybe, that the fact that you view relationships from a cost-benefit analysis perspective, where cost is how much money you spend during time with this person, and benefit is how often you get to fuck this person and how much you like fucking them. Have you considered that that may be impacting your luck with relationships just a little bit?
Well said. I must add that this stuff is created out of necessity.
No. Fuck you. No. Next comes the wave of parents with traditional values screaming about how this ruins the children against their bloodline. The truth evidence that will inevitably keep but maybe I'm just projecting.
Great invention. Some incel guys need a release and probably won't get laid ever.
Right, some incel guys. Not you though.
So this is the alternative to prostitutes. It's beneficial to society because most women think most men are ugly, and they go after the top 20% and ignore the average or ugly guys, which creates a problem of less families.
I'm just saying, less families with people like you as father figures is not a problem. What is this guy even saying, less families than when? Are you talking about hundreds of years ago, when people couldn't be as selective because they were fighting for their lives on a daily basis and just trying to reproduce before they died? Are you talking about even 60 or 70 years ago, where the cultural norms that dictated what women were supposed to do with their lives were so prevalent that wanting to do anything else would get you ostracized from your community?
I thought that had come out. Your fine job. Well, let me tell you, I'm fed up with hearing about your fine job. Any excuse for you to keep on working, because that's what you really want. Have you ever heard of a family? Of children? Or aren't they nice enough?
So it's a bad thing that people can be more selective now? Think for 10 seconds about what the fuck you're typing. If women now have the time, autonomy, and independence to choose who they have sex with, how could it possibly ever be surprising or problematic that they choose to fuck the most attractive person they could find? It's your problem, dipshit. It's not a problem, it's your problem.
This tech is for the lonely guys who don't want to interact with real women anymore due to abusive and toxic behavior from the entitled females.
You're ugly. Agree. It's obscene to say that this is beneficial to society. The most this could possibly hope to achieve would be to further delay you and others like you from getting off your ass, going out into the real world, and realizing that not every single woman is a bitch who's out to get you. I think we should leave these pitiful, disgusting men with a few words from someone who incels are far more likely to listen to.
Okay, so you're a young man, and all the women are rejecting you. Who's got the problem? It's not all the women. If all the women are rejecting you, it's you.
So yeah, in summary, Virtual Mate is a scam. Fuck Jeff, but also fuck everyone he's selling to, so I guess it's a good thing that he's scamming them.